I am currently at the Humber Bridge on my way to Hull. I'm going to spend a couple of hours in Hull, just having a little look around what I could find there. Then I am taking the ferry to Rotterdam. Thank you to Brian and Tracy for their feedback. They don't have a great attention span, so this is for them and others of the same ilk. I'm going to chunk some videos into 10 or 12 minute sections, so it gives you a little intermission. You can go and get a cup of tea and come back and watch the next one, so you can binge watch like you do on Netflix. I'm going to get ready, going to go across that bridge, and you're coming with me. Behind me is King Billy's statue. Now, he says that he's always facing east. He's not, he's facing north at the moment. I have seen him facing south, and that's towards the River Humber. So King Billy is the unofficial guardian of Hull. Now you can see, just behind there, that are some famous toilets. I'm going to cut now to a shot of Jules Holland when he visited in the 80s about the legendary Hull Goldfish. It is true, I have seen the Goldfish.
And this, almost just as interestingly, is a very ancient piece of history. This is a statue here which has something sinister around it. It's not only a statue of King William, which is coincidentally enough above these toilets here, so there's a big willy being erected above the toilets. Good grief. Can this be luck? Can this be set up? What can it be? It is the Great Goldfish of Hull. Well, I must now simultaneously use this urinal here, and that will now hopefully bring me great luck. Maybe even I'll be lucky enough to see the Indians in Moscow.
Those toilets are now closed and have been for many, many years. But we're going to take a walk through the town and see what we can get on this beautiful December morning. It is true, I have seen the Goldfish. Those toilets are now closed and have been for many, many years. But we're going to take a walk through the town and see what we can get on this beautiful December morning. Wandering down here, we're going towards what's called Queen's Gardens. As we come through here, you could see the Wilberforce monument, which was erected to William Wilberforce, famous in Hull for his anti-slave and abolition practices. Friendly drivers in Hull. As we approach the monument, you can see on the right hand side, this is Queen's Gardens College. Very, very big college. And here we have Mr. Wilberforce on his plinth. This is Queen's Gardens itself. It's obviously all fenced off. They're doing something to it. But this is what used to be Queen's Dock. So here we have the Empress. Beautiful building. We pan right, you've got Princess Quay Shopping Centre. That was built in the 80s. Very, very popular with the people. And a famous building just there, which is the Hull Maritime Museum, which features on the front of their phone box. And if you can see just over here, although it's all been rainbowed, the post boxes in Hull are all white, and that's because they have their own independent telephone system over here, which is Kingston Communications, whereas all the British Telecom ones were red. Right, let's go and have a look at something else. Now entering an area that they refer to as the Old Town. So it's obviously sprung up and got it in different areas, because you've got the shopping centre, and you've got the main centre over by Paragon Station, and the Old Town here. So it's got lots of shops and other stuff. So we'll keep moving. Not the nicest day for doing this, but hopefully you're having fun with me getting wet. Drop some comments down below where you'd like me to go next. Choose somewhere sunny. If you're interested in this walk that I'm doing, mention Hull Walk in the comments, and I'll send you my information on what I've got here, and you can come and do it yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Here we have a proper white phone box, unique to Hull. Here we have the home of Bob Carver's. It's a classic chippy. It was long associated with the city markets, and it was the founder of the original Hull patty, which was basically a potato covered in green stuff, herbs and batter, and deep fried. It certainly looks like it's had better days. I don't really think it's operating anymore, but it's an old classic. There you go, cheerio Bob. Behind me is Hull's oldest pub, Ye Olde Black Boy. It goes all the way back to 1720. Now we do have a spooky tale about it, as I do with many pubs. It's many years since I've been in there, and I was in there with a lad that I work with at the college here. Now there's a cupboard in there, one door in, same door out, nothing else. But one day someone who was working in there couldn't open the door. When they eventually got in and had to push on it, boxes had been piled up at the back of the door from the inside, which would be impossible unless it was done by something spooky. There's another thing about being here in the Old Town. It's absolutely full of pubs. Around here, I think I've just seen about 10. So, the one thing in Hull, they never get thirsty. And I think, on that note, I'm probably due one. Hello, I was seriously hoping that this weather would have abated somewhat, but it's still not very nice here. It is nice here. I'm gonna do another video in Hull, but I'll be ending this one very shortly, so that Brian and Tracy can go and get a cup of tea or something. So there'll be an intermission thing come up, and then you can come back for part 2. But where I'm stood now is the old pier. Now this is where I filmed earlier on across Barton on Humber. Next to that is Barrow on Humber, or Barrow Haven, and that's where the ferry used to come across to here before the Humber Bridge was built. It had a bar on board, but it was only open at sea. So some people I know from Grimsby used to get on it, while it's coming across they'd buy a beer, and before it docked they'd get another one so they could have a drink before it went back. They never got off, they just went back and forth. Anyway, that's always good fun. I'm just going to do a couple of shots around here just to show you what it's like. It's very nice. As I say, I'm going to come back, probably be another winter one, but when it's not raining, not windy, and I've got to go and get a P&O ferry very shortly across to Rotterdam, and I've just had a look at the weather conditions, and it's gale force. So that should be fun, shouldn't it? Okay, let me just show you around here a little bit, and then Brian and Tracy can go and get their cup of tea. So this is the pier that the boat used to come across. I never did it. Over there you can start to see Immingham and the oil refineries. Barrow Haven is over there, and the Humber Bridge you can just see in the background. I'm going to zoom in now so you can see it. It might be fuzzy, I don't know. But then, and now over there, behind the pointy thing, which is the Deep, which is a sea life centre, in the background you can see a white ship. That is taking me to Rotterdam tonight. So the next part of my adventure is going to be reviewing, having a look at the ship, and then tomorrow I'll be doing travelling into Amsterdam and see how P&O are doing. I have had some interesting adventures with them, so let's see how this goes. Now bear in mind, the Amsterdam trip is aimed at seniors, but anyone. I'm going to try and get into Dam Square, do a circular tour, have a look at some good stuff, and end up at one of my favourite bars. And you'll be able to drop a comment in there, and I'll send you the information of my circular tour on that one too. So we'll see you very shortly on the next one. Cue intermission, get your tea, and I'll see you in a bit. Binge me like Netflix.